everybody, welcome to the weekly Q&A with Julie Hoffman. I'm Julie Hoffman. I appreciate you all being here. I have lots to go over. I know I said I had three landlording uh, things to talk about, and I do. I also have a couple of other things I want to talk about as well. Some really exciting things are on the horizon. So buckle up and let's have some fun. I've got notes. Keep in mind, if you're ever having a meeting and you need notes, just have notes. And if you're looking down, just explain to people, hey, I've got notes. I want to make sure and cover everything that I possibly can. And I want to make sure that this is still recording. Yes, it is. Excellent. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about is three landlording strategies that I use that have been extremely effective. So in the old days, when I first started out way back in 2001, I listened to Proactive Landlording by Tim Johnson, and some of you who are watching this probably have a big smile on your face because you remember Tim. So this is back in 2001, and I drove around my little blue Subaru with listening to tapes, okay, cassette tapes. Google cassette tapes for all you folks that don't know what I'm talking about, the younger generation. And I would listen over and over and over again to Proactive Landlording by Tim Johnson. And one thing that he would do is he would pre-screen tenants by saying, okay, I'll show you a video, I'll show you a tour of the house, but I need you to confirm that you're going to be there. You need to confirm an hour ahead of time. And he had this really good pre-screening process. Excellent. I used it over and over and over again. So fast forward 2025 is 24 years later. That's bonkers. And it's 2025 and we've got all this technology, right? And what I started to do about 3 years ago is I started doing video tours of the properties that I was renting. And so my pre-screening tool, before I'm going to show it to them in person, is I'm going to ask them to watch I'm going to ask them to watch the video tour. So if I pause a little bit and I kind of look up and down, it's because I'm trying to do six things at once, which is kind of fun. It's a challenge, right? Anyway, what I do is I still do all the pre-screening, which is I ask about job, I ask about when they want to move, I ask about all kinds of things. And when I have a good feel for them, I'll say, awesome, well, I've got this video tour. It is about 7 minutes long. When can you watch it? And again, no yes or no questions, right? I want when. Because if they're going to wait a week to watch it, nah, they're probably not that excited about my place. My forehead is cut off. I think it looks like no, my forehead's there. Great. Okay, so, but if they're going to watch in the next 30 minutes or as soon as they get off the call, then this is somebody who wants my stuff. And I like to only work with people who are qualified. And part of the qualification process is, hey, how badly do you want this? How badly do you want an awesome place to live? And all they have to do is go watch the 6 minute video. When can you watch it? I'll watch it right after I get off the phone. Awesome. How about I call you in 15 minutes? Would that be a problem? No, no, not at all. That'd be awesome. Okay. Then they've gone in and they've basically seen the house. Now I can progress to step three. I'm not going to schedule viewings in person anymore. I'm giving them a video tour first. And it has skyrocketed the quality of tenants and the amount of urgency of tenants, that want to live in our places. So do that. Now, it doesn't have to be fancy. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the video that I have, okay? This is not what I want to share. That's not what I want to share, but you're seeing a sneak peek at something, folks. Where's my YouTube video? Just hang in there with me. It's right there, so why isn't it showing? Okay, maybe this will help. And Come on, Julie. You can do it, Julie. I'm gonna try this. Yes. Okay. So this is me. I'll show my face. Okay, a couple things about these videos. I'll show my face. I'm fine with that. It's on my YouTube channel anyway. And I just did it on my phone. I don't say the address of the house. I say the street that it's on. I say the area that it's on. I don't want a bunch of people kicking around knowing that I have a vacant house. Some people might be able to deduce where it is and what it is if they're that desperate to drive around and find it. I try to maintain a certain level of confidentiality. So, hey there, welcome to Fordham Road. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this. 3 bedroom, 2 baths, and we've got a super awesome basement suite tenant. I'm just gonna turn the camera. This is the yard. Okay, so there's tons of. Okay, so I just cover the yard, and I'm a little wordy. Okay, I am. So I'm not gonna put you through 6 minutes of this. I am gonna put it in the link around. I'm gonna put it in the link in the recording. Okay, since you registered for this, you will be getting a recording and a link for recording, link for some other exciting things right away here too. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a recording. And if you don't get a recording in the next couple of days, then check your spam mailboxes. Okay, so that's just a heads up. Anyway, I do the outside. I show as much of the outside as possible. Then I do an interior. I walk through the rooms. I get there in advance, 10 minutes early before I'm supposed to meet. Sorry, not 10 minutes early, but I get there and I turn all the lights on. But that's a pro tip. If you are showing the actual house to an actual tenant, you want to go there, turn all the lights on, especially since things are getting dark, and just show every aspect that you can. Okay, so this is the video and the link will be around here. You can just follow it step by step. So that is a little bit of a pro tip. And on top of that, what you can do is you can, if you have a multi-level house, like with an upstairs, what you want to do is you want to start upstairs. Okay, I learned this the hard way. You start upstairs because guess what's going to happen if you go up the stairs? You're gonna be like out of breath. So start upstairs, go upstairs, get all the lights on, get upstairs, catch your breath before you start the video, and do it from upstairs to downstairs. You'll thank me later, okay? I promise you that. Otherwise, you're going to be like reshooting it, and then when you watch it, you're like, why am I out of breath? So that is that. Now, recently, they watched the video. Okay, they passed the test. My property manager was out of town, so I went and I showed it to them. This lovely, Korean couple. I hope they decide to take it. They're going to take a little bit more time, which is fine. Somebody awesome is going to take this place. And at the end, I could tell that I liked them. I could tell that I really wanted them to submit an application. And so I asked him this question, how long do you need to think about it? And he said, about a week, because we are going to see several other places. Now, that's a good question to ask. How long do you need to think about it? And it's the same thing as the pre-screening tool for the video. How long do you need to think about it? Not long. We've been discussing it in Korean and we want it now. Like that could have been great too. That's not what happened. They needed about a week. I kind of got the sense, okay, we'll see if they still like it. And then I asked, it's my favorite closing question. If you've watched a lot of my videos, I hope you have heard this, what I call a closing question. And that is this: is there any reason you would not want this place? And then they can give you all of the reasons why not. And you can't fix the location. You can't fix, I wouldn't recommend that you paint it unless it's really, unless it really, really needs a paint job. You can't fix some things. It's not a 3-bedroom. It's only a 2-bedroom. I'm not going to add a bedroom for a renter unless it becomes a really, really bad problem. So that's why you want to ask that question that way. Is there any reason that you would not want to rent this place? I asked this to these lovely Korean people. His name escapes me. I'll call him Tim, okay? And his words to me were, no, I love it. I love all the light. I love the location, but we are looking at several other places. And so um, he needed a week. I followed up with him. He still hasn't decided. Okay, that's fine. I move on. Okay, so those are my three things. The question, how long do you need to think about it? Because it tells you a little bit about motivation. And is there any reason you would not want to rent this place? Now, this is a yes or no question, okay? I just told you not to ask yes or no questions. But if it's, okay, is there any reason you would not want to rent this place? Yes. The house is brown, and I swore that I would never live in a brown house again. Well, I'm not painting a house, right? Or like what he said is no, but we're looking at other places. Like he loves it. There's no reason. But then he gave me a bunch of reasons. And I can't control whether or not he decides to look at a bunch of other places. So that's that. The purpose of that question is there any reason you would not want to rent this place? Is just to, if it's yes, the rent's too high. Oh, well, what's your budget? What can you afford? We can't afford 2,500. We said max 2,400. And if that'll work for you, as long as everything checks out for them financially, what's the big deal in $100 difference? If it's a huge deal to them, maybe they're not a great tenant. That said, if you've got wiggle room and you know your math, then you might want to move forward. Okay, I think I've beaten that one to death, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. All right, recently I joined a community. Oh, before I move on, are there any questions about landlording that you'd like to ask me since we are here? Well, if that changes, feel free to raise your hand or type any questions into the chat. Like if you think of something later. All right. And what I'm going to do in the meantime is I am going to tell you about some other things. So I've recently joined a community called Skool. It's Skool. And some of you might be familiar with it. It's a online platform that helps people that like to teach other people things, people like myself. And so a lot of you are already in my online platform, and that platform has been great. I am moving all of my content over to Skool. And I'm going to talk about that a little more in a minute. And in the meantime, I want to give you a couple of suggestions that I've actually heard from being in this community from another real estate investor. So his name is, I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure and give him proper credit. David Dodge. All right. So you might want to look up David Dodge. He has a school, and he's very generous with his information. And he does a lot of flips, and he teaches people how to do flips. And today he posted about how you can, if you have a flip going on, chances are, of course, the house is going to be vacant. So what he does is he invests in online cameras, and they're super affordable. They're like less than $100. He's got four of them on the go right now, and it helps him keep an eye on his properties. They're motion detector sensitive, so he gets a notification on his phone if if one of his cameras detects something like a human in there. It's got a speaker option, so you can kind of scare the daylights out of an intruder if you need to. And so it's a great way to monitor your places without having to drive around all the time. So that is definitely something that you may want to do yourselves. And again, big shout out to David Dodge for showing that to me. All right, the next thing as I was thinking about this is about neighbors. And there's this saying, and it says, good fences make good neighbors, which is fine. I get that. I happen to live in a neighborhood where there are not a lot of fences. And I've got this neighbor across the street who, for the past, and they're nice people. I like them. We're very friendly with them, but we're not like friends. We don't like have holidays together or anything like that. But when they're out doing their stuff, if we're both out, we're friendly. We catch up a little bit maybe. And they have these two dogs. and they are in the habit of letting their dogs out in the morning. And their dogs come and, or for about the past 3 years until about 6 months ago, their dogs were like pooing in my yard. And the reason why I know this, and this is kind of maybe TMI, is like, why are we talking about poop? And there's a reason for it, folks. Um, their dog's poop looks one way, and my I have a dog, and my dog is a funny dog. Her name's Sadie, and she's absolutely darling, and she poops funny. She poops, she walks while she poops. So she's always got like a poop trail. I can't believe I'm talking about this. But again, it is leading to a point. So I know that this pile of poop is not my dog's. And I keep seeing these dogs run back across the street over to my neighbor's house. So I called them, okay, 6 months ago. I called them and I said, look, I like you guys. You're great neighbors. You've got great dogs, and I know you love your dogs. And I'm pretty sure they're coming over and pooping in my yard. Just got them on the phone. And it's a hard conversation to have. It is a hard conversation to have. So many people are uncomfortable with confrontation and making a phone call. More and more these days, you can text, you can email, you can do this, you can do that. Some people will go straight to bylaw, just straight to bylaw. Anyway, I get on the phone and he's and Jerry, well, I'll call my neighbor Jerry. He's like, "Are you sure it's my dogs?" I said, "I see them running back to your house frequently, and then I see a pile of poop, and I know when my dogs poop. I went over this with you guys already." And he said, "Well, do you have cameras or anything?" I was like, "Well, Jerry, I don't want to invest in cameras. Do you want me to invest in cameras?" And he's like, "No, no, no. I tell you what, we're gonna fix it. We'll keep a better eye on them, and 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 thanks for letting me know." And it was great, and it stopped. It stopped until about a month ago, and it started happening again. And I called them. And I'm like, oh God. And I was the same conversation. Oh, I know you guys are great. It was going so well for so long. I was absolutely thrilled. You guys are great neighbors. I know you love your dogs. I love your dogs. I know how important dogs are. And I'm just like flattering them. And the last couple of weeks, I've noticed multiple per day. And and I just want to know, you know, what's going on your end of things. And he came back with, no, we've been out of town. He's total denial. We've been out of town. We haven't even been around and this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, okay, well, it must not be you. It must be somebody else. Must be somebody else. And then I am open to that. I didn't see the dogs. I didn't. So, but it's funny. It stopped. So maybe they were embarrassed. They didn't want to admit that they got lazy again. I have no problem making a phone call. And it takes practice. It's because I'm kind of a forward person, in case, you hadn't already noticed. So don't be afraid to call somebody, even if you have to kind of maybe write a script ahead of time and just say, hey, I like you, like warm up the conversation. And then, again, I've said this before. I don't know if any of you have heard it. There's this great book, and it's by Chris Voss, and it's called Never Split the Difference. It will make you an expert in asking open-ended questions, okay? And I highly recommend, I mean, if you're having trouble with somebody, I recommend you buy that book, read it, or get it on Audible and listen to it while you drive. It will help you with nearly every somewhat confrontational event that you have. All right. So that's what happened. And now I'm going to show you the new platform. Now, like I said, some of you might be saying, what happened to the old platform? Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. I am transferring over to Skool, though. It is just a bit of a better user experience for all of you. And so I say this over and over again. I don't know if you've heard it. Thank you for asking. Um, the name of the book is called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. I don't have a copy. I have it on Audible. I gave my copy actually to Craig Von Dolder, one of my favorite mortgage brokers. Not that you wondered. Anyway, Never Split the Difference. I'm just checking the chats to see if I'm missing anything. I don't think that I am. All right. So I say this a lot. It's important to surround yourself with like like-minded people as much as you can, and also to surround yourself with other people that are doing the same thing you are doing. And in case you hadn't noticed, I am trying to help as many people. Yes, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Chris. Voss is spelled Victor O Santa Voss. Okay, so that's why I switched over to Skool. I need to surround myself with other like-minded people who have who want to help other people, who want to teach other people. I love doing that. And so now I'm in a community of other people doing the same thing that I want to do. And especially there's a huge group of really successful people, and they're successful because they're actually helping people. And that's what I want to do. I want to help as many people as I can. So that will help me help you better, to quote Jerry Maguire. So I'm going to show you now uh, some of the some of the courses that are coming in, and you can get access to a whole bunch of these courses right away. Not a whole bunch. You can get access to two. What am I saying? But there are a bunch that are coming. Okay, so can you see RSP Fundraising School? Can I get a thumbs up? No? You don't see it? Oh, I see. Okay.
No, we just see the tab. It is
Thank
just a
you.
tab with
Thank
some images,
Okay.
ChatGPT image.
Yep. All right, now I'm going to see if I can do this. Come on, help me out. Come on. Okay. So, oh, it may not let me. It may not let me. Okay. I'm going to try this. Now, can you see Sales School?
Yes,
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to back up a bit. I'm going to show you all of the courses that are coming to this platform. Our real estate investment group recordings that we've recorded since 2016, and I'll put all of these recordings in here as well. So it's going to be thousands of hours of content. How to build a networking group. This will accelerate you in your real estate investment world. It'll help you get more partners, it'll help you find more deals, and it'll help you become a better leader. It's good to be a good leader. It's good to be a better and better leader because that really helps you make an impact on your world. Some of you know this, some of you don't. My husband and I own a very successful RV and boat storage company, and we built it from the ground up. And I'm gonna put together a course on how to do that because it's not rocket science. It is, and it's something that can be massively impactful on your world. Can you see boat and RV storage? Can I get a thumbs up?
yes,
Okay, good. Sales. I'm going to put together a whole sales course. Raising money for education. So this is for people who have nothing, but they want to create a win-win and do a joint venture so that they can either opt into coaching, whether it's mine or somebody else's. I don't care. I just want you to find ways to get things done. So many people have a financial barrier, and this will help. Or if you want to take a course, you can create a win-win with somebody, and it'll show you exactly how. Raising money school. So raising money for real estate. And that says these are ChatGPT posters that I created, by the way. Finding motivated sellers. This is massively important. It is so important to know how to find motivated sellers and also know how to talk to them and know what to do with them. We're gonna I'm doing a course on RSP fundraising school. So most of these courses are already created. This one is TBD. It's a work in progress. Finding motivated sellers is already done. Rent to own school is already done. And wholesale trading also already done. Wholesale training with Brendan Skilton Douglas already done. So it's called Creative and also Creative Buying. That I rebranded it from the Street Smart Buyer Program to Creative Buying School. And it's just filled with different ways to buy and sell real estate investment properties or any kind of real estate creatively because I don't want most people think that you have to have money or credit or both in order to invest in real estate, and that's just not necessarily the case. The way we started was without any of our own money and without having to qualify for financing, and we still do strategies like that today. So that's what the Skool is all about. I wanted to show it to you. I'm gonna be putting a link in the chat to invite you. What you will get access to is I'm going to show you. I'm so excited about this in case you haven't couldn't tell that, guys and gals. All right, just hang in there and keep in mind I am kind of juggling a million things. So here is what the Skool looks like. And it's very similar to the other online platform if you already have access to it. Like I said, though, it's a bit of a better user experience. And so you come in here after you've got an invitation, and you can just go up to Classroom. And Creative Buying School, that's under construction. The rent to own course is going to appear right here right away, as well as finding motivated sellers and the wholesaling courses. So you're going to get access to the real estate investment tools that are in a nice organized space. Okay, these are all tools that I use all the time, as well as my coaching clients. I just click back on the Classroom, and then when you click on the link that I invite you to join my Skool, you will get access to the tools and you will get access to either the Creative Buyer Skool or the Rent to Own, whichever one you want. Okay. So when you click to get invited, you'll be able to join. It's super easy, super simple. And then I will reach out to you and I'll say, okay, do you want access to the Rent to Own Skool or do you want access to Creative Buyer Skool? Both are excellent and both are strategies that are creative, obviously. And you don't need money. You don't have to qualify for financing. And these courses will teach you how. Okay. So that's pretty exciting. Now, it's November. I'm telling you right now, tomorrow is my birthday.
I wish you happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. That you're all very sweet. That's very nice. For my whole birthday month, I'm keeping this open till the end of November. So there's plenty of time to take advantage of this, and it's completely free. Okay, completely free for the tools and one of the other two courses. All right. So that is my birthday gift to all of you. I'm gonna be 52. Wow. Isn't that wild?
Yep,
So look out for the recording. I can put the link in there now. It's just that you got to grab it.
I
And
already signed up.
you did?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
it's pending your approval.
Oh, it's pending my approval, and I'll get to those really quickly. Okay. Hey, Jay Shaw, would you be able to put that link in the chat for me?
Sure,
Okay.
I
If
will.
you could do that for me, that would be a huge help. I'm so glad that you're getting the rent to own program because that's what we talked about,
Yeah,
right?
yep, that's right.
Happy birthday.
I, yeah,
So Jay,
last,
I've got a couple more things to go over, and then I'm gonna open up to questions. Okay?
okay, sure.
Or sorry, do you have a question right now? It's fine. That's what we're here for.
No, no, I didn't have any question though.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
You're just being helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, all right, everybody. Now, what's the next thing? Look, I am blowing through my list. This is fantastic. All right. I already told you that. Told you the posters. Last but not least, I believe we have our February speaker with us tonight. I'm gonna go into who is here. Who all is here? Nolan Sissons was here. He registered. Anyway, a big shout out to Nolan. He's coming to speak in February, and he has done an amazing job of building, bootstraps, a family-owned real estate investment empire in the Okanagan, and he also invested in the United States, and he's got a bunch of stories and lessons on how to do that. successfully. So that's going to be February 19th, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, in Kelowna. All right, so it's great. It's great reason to come out to Kelowna, come to one of our events, do some networking, shake some hands, kiss some babies. I'm just kidding. I doubt any babies will be there. But these events are fantastic, and you're going to learn so much from Nolan. And he must have had to hop off, which is fair. You know, it's totally fair. All right, so I'm getting in. And now, what else did I want to share? Oh, no, I did that. That's really good. All right, so questions. Any questions about anything I talked about or about anything real estate investment related? I'm here. And don't feel bad if you don't have questions. I will say, while you're thinking about it, I'm looking for raised hands. I'm looking for notes in the chat. Um, Again, yeah, Nolan said he had to go. That's okay, Nolan. That'd be awesome if you watch this so that you could hear my shout out to you. Um, Between now, oh, and I want to let everybody know today is November 12th. Next week, every week that I have an ORIG event, a live Okanagan real estate investment event in Kelowna, I don't have a Q&A because it's just too much. And so, heads up, there will not be a Q&A next Wednesday. Our live in-person Kelowna event is Thursday, November 20th. So if you're in the area, be sure you want to come to the area, have this event, be sure to come on out. We have an amazing speaker, Megan Steele, who's going to talk about short-term rentals and how we can strategize that strategy. We're going to strategize the strategy. Well, that's brilliant English. Um, what we can do with the current rules to use this strategy to the best of our ability. And she's got some great suggestions, and she's worked very closely with the rule makers in British Columbia. So you're not going to want to miss that, especially if you're nearby, or you may want to come and be nearby. All right, Morley, bad tenants, how to evict. You're in Alberta, right, Morley? Am I right? This is a long time since I talked to you. It's not a tough question. I can't unmute, Jerry. Just one second, Jerry. Yes. Well, Alberta's the best place to evict tenants, first and foremost. Okay, this is where I start. I call, of course, and this, you probably already done that. I call, everything okay? Or I text, everything okay? I noticed the uh, bad tenants. So they're bad tenants. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they're paying their rent on time. And had to evict. I'm in Calgary and had to evict. Um, I find the most effective is cash for keys. And what that means is here's $2,000 that'll help you get into your next place. But you got to sign this that this is perfectly okay with you. And in BC, you have to be very careful with that. In BC, you have to have it's like a mutual consent and tenancy. Different, check your jurisdiction to see what's allowed. If you get something in writing that's signed by both parties, and I would add a witness to that as well, then chances are, if there are any future problems, it's my hope that the Landlord Tenant Act would protect you. That said, it's not a guarantee. So cash for keys, yeah, usually I had to evict, usually not paying, and that's really, really frustrating. Yeah, so I mean, cash for keys can be the most effective in my experience, and then next best is just hire a bailiff, an eviction specialist. We had to do that several times. They will take care of it. They'll take care of all the dirty work. That's something I delegate 100% if it's gotten that far, and it has. So if you're just like, I gotta wash my hands of this, then you gotta hire a bailiff. They will know exactly what they know. They're in that system all the time. Um, you want to be careful. especially these days, you just don't know how dangerous somebody can be. And let's face it, we all, uh, if you've been in a real estate game long enough, which I know that you have, Morley, because you and I um, have known each other quite a while, and eventually you're going to be dealing with somebody and you're going to want to no payment, no communication. Yeah. So I would go to the place. If you are a woman, you don't go without a big, strong dude or a dog or something like that. Okay. But with guys, it's a little bit different. But bring somebody, right? Because you never know. You never know if somebody is unstable, is what I'm saying. And it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk to get into some kind of a in-person altercation. That said, people are a lot different in person than they are over text or through a keyboard or even over the phone. And so sometimes you can accomplish a lot. And again, I'll go back to that book, Never Split the Difference. It's worth 10 times its weight in gold. It is absolutely so effective because this guy, Chris Voss, is basically a retired cop and he specialized in de-escalation and he worked on a suicide hotline and then he just from all of that and then uh, he was a negotiator for hostages and he got so good at that uh, that he wrote a book and I'm telling you it's been life changing for me. So I mean I think that is a really good next step. You can even if you're just listening to it, just let's take the next 12 hours and listen to it. I think that's about how long it is. Tell a constable you're going to a tough netting before attending the meeting. Yeah, yeah, that's good advice, Morley. Yeah, tell a constable, hey, I'm on my way to the tenant. I don't know if he's unstable or not. I want to give you a heads up that I'm going to this address. Yeah, yeah, that's something. Let somebody know that you're going there. Be safe. Yeah, it's going to be a tough meeting. And again, if I'm spooked by somebody, and I've had some spooky characters walk through my life for sure, I hand it off to a bailiff. It's worth it. It's worth it. So that's my best advice. And thank you, Morley, for all of the suggestions. Anything else? Did we have fun? Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Great advice. Yeah. Thanks, Morley. I really appreciate the question. Really good. Maybe I'll have a guest on as a bailiff. Ooh, I think that'd be a really good topic. Note to self. All right, now to sign off. If I see another question, I'll get to it. Sometimes we stare so long. This is by Alexander Graham Bell. Okay. Sometimes we stare so long at a door that is closing that we see too late the one that is open. So if you think that the only way to invest in real estate is to have 20% down and the ability to qualify or to do anything really in life, I can tell you firsthand. There are awesome creative ways to help you in real estate or help you in business or help you in entrepreneurship. I promise you that there's always a way. And perhaps, who knows, this is an open door for you to get involved in some really amazing creative real estate training. I don't mean to brag. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and it is one of my favorite things to do. Jerry has an interesting story about, it sounds like a woman of the night. Oh dear. And it looks like she was good at her job. I'm just going to leave it at that. So yeah, if you're watching this recording, there
Yeah,
are links around here. Jerry, there are links around here. I'll put the story in the recording. Okay, Jerry? Is that cool?
yeah,
Okay, that's what I'll do. Um, the links are around here. If you need to talk to me personally, if you have questions about it, then just reach out to me. There should be a booking link to talk to me directly. And I'm going to put our buddy David Dodge's connection link in there as well. And I really hope all of you decide to take advantage of my birthday special. Okay. Thank you all of Thank you all of you for being here. I know that you made a choice to spend time with me on a Wednesday night, and I really, really do appreciate that. And we will see you not next Wednesday, the 19th, but the following Wednesday, which I believe would be the 26th. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.